Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing swatches with you from TUX Polish. I have their Chrome Alone collection, which is inspired by the movie Home Alone. This is a 6-piece collection that releases November 16th. Each polish will retail for their standard $10 a bottle, but I do have a 10% off code. It's not an affiliate code or anything like that. It will get you 10% off only between the 16th and the 19th. So per the usual, in the description box below, I will link TUX Polish's site as well as their Instagram page. I will also link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of this collection. So like I said, 6 polishes, and let's go ahead and get started. So first up from TUX, we have I'm Eating Junk Food and Watching Rubbish, and this is described by TUX Polish as a pumpkin orange crelly with scattered hollow, green shimmer, and a chameleon flaky. So here's our first coat of I'm Eating Junk Food and Watching Rubbish. This is very sheer here on this first coat. It does build up fine on its own though. You also get a ton of flakies out in this polish. This has a nice formula. It's easy to use, easy to work with. It is on the thinner side though, and with TUX brushes, since they are so long, you do have to worry about polish running down the stem of it. So it is just something to note that you'll have to wipe your brush off quite a few times before applying this one. So here's the second coat, and you can see it is a little bit sheer here on the second coat still, so I am going to go in for that third coat, which I do highly recommend for this one. There are a couple polishes in this collection that I am going to go ahead and do 3 coats for that you probably won't need yourself. This one also looks phenomenal with a matte top coat, though you will lose the hollow. The flakies will stand out beautifully. So there's 3 coats. Next up we have Hairy Lime, and I did have some settling there at the bottom of my bottle, but this does go away as it is shaken up, and this is described as a shimmery green hollow base with green shifting chameleon flakies. So here's our first coat of Hairy Lime. This one has pretty much an identical formula to the previous polish where it is a little bit on the sheer side, so considering TUX has such a long stem, you will have to worry about it coming down your stem much quicker than you can work. But if you take precaution and just wipe most of the polish off your brush, it'll run down the stem nicely and it'll apply pretty opaquely for you. So here's the second coat, and this is one of those polishes that I was talking about in the last swatch that I said you would probably be fine on 2 coats, which I have gotten this opaque on 2 coats for my swatch photo. But I am going to go ahead and show you a third coat here because I can still see a little bit of my nail line. So here's the third coat. This one does cover completely in 3 coats. I didn't have any kind of staining or difficult removal with this polish. You don't get nearly as many flakies out either, but I also didn't shake my bottle before applying. So there's 3 coats. Next up we have Flight to Paris, and this is described as a shifty blue-black jelly base filled with hollow and chameleon flakies. So here is our first coat of Flight to Paris. Much like the last 2 polishes, this is a little bit on the thinner side. I feel like of the 3 polishes though, this is the one that I had the least trouble with as far as running down the stem goes. You get a good amount of flakies out. The formula's nice. This is also one that I'm going to go ahead and do 3 coats for, though I don't necessarily think that it's necessary. You may be totally fine with this on 2 coats if you do tend to do thinner or thicker coats. I also had no staining with this one. It dries fast and it dries glossy. So here's our third coat, and this one does cover completely in 3 coats for me. It also dries slightly textured though, so you will want a glossy top coat either way just to make everything look uniform and difficult. So there's 3 coats. Up next we have Keep the Change, and this is described as a purple base with scattered hollow, micro glitter, and blue shifting flake glitter. So here is our first coat of Keep the Change. Again, a little bit on the thinner side here as far as formulas go, but it's not difficult to work with by any means. The shimmer in this one stands out very nicely against the base color. And I also had no staining with this one either. don't know why I feel the need to say if it stains, if it's a blue or a purple, but you know, somebody out there I'm sure will appreciate it. But here's the second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats for me. Depending on your application with this one, you may end up going for 3 coats. A third coat is going to deepen the shade just a little bit. And for my swatch photo, I did do 3 coats. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Ya Filthy Animal, and this is described as a shifting linear holographic pink to purple to yellow polish. And I am going to try as good as I can to catch some of that multi-chrome shift. It might be my lighting going in and out during the swatch. So here's our first coat of Ya Filthy Animal. And this has a fantastic formula. This is the best formula in my opinion of this collection. Easy to use, easy to work with, doesn't want to run, doesn't want to pull. I do still recommend going ahead and wiping off most of the polish that comes out on your brush. So here is the second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats for me. And this is a solid 2-coater, no second guessing if you need a third coat or not. So it also dries decently glossy, though I do recommend a good top coat. And I also had no staining with this one either. So there is 2 coats. And the last polish is the namesake of this collection. This is Chrome Alone, and this is described as a chrome flake filled glitter topper. This has several different types of chrome chameleon flakes in there. 1 coat of Chrome Alone over a black cream polish. This has a great formula. Easy to use, easy to work with. You get a ton of these little flakies out with each stroke. I also love how this one looks layered up on its own. If you want to see how it's sponged on, head over to my Instagram page. I do have that. This one's also beautiful matte, so there is 1 coat. So of this collection, I think Chrome Alone, the namesake of this collection, is definitely my favorite. It is very versatile, it's very beautiful, and it's just overall an amazing polish, and it screams my name. So, Chrome Alone. And that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this collection. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.